This video is to show how Cambodia copied Siamese dance and modified it into Cambodian dance and fooled the world that it's a traditional dance from Angkor period. In Cambodia today, performances of court and folk dances are frequently shown to tourists and local people at hotels or temporary stages set up in the Angkor monuments. The costumes and choreography mimicking the bar-relief are a means for the audience to imagine that the dance is of the Angkorian tradition. Needless to say, traditions have often been invented. In the case of Cambodia, the idealized Angkor has been the frame of reference for the invention of tradition ever since the French colonial period. The French writings glorified the Angkorian history and monuments, and this glorification affected the discourses on the dance. Most of the French works have regarded the court dance as belonging to the Angkorian tradition. After independence in 1953, French colonial discourse on Angkor was incorporated into Cambodian nationalism, while new repertoires such as Apsara dance, modeled on the relief of the monuments. Though the civil war was prolonged for 20 years and the Pol Pot regime rejected Cambodian culture, French colonial discourse is still alive in Cambodia today. The dance has not ceased to be presented as tradition through the media. Angkor was politicized in the colonial period, and it has been incorporated into Cambodian nationalism since 1863, when Cambodia was colonized by France. The Angkor monuments had been explored by Henry Mohat. Daudart de Legree. The stone inscriptions had been deciphered so as to describe and glorify the history of the Angkorian civilization. The post-Angkorian era was considered as an age of decline. French-educated Cambodian elites such as Norodom Sihanouk and Pol Pot had accepted colonial historiography and a sense of crisis that the Khmers were to become extinct. In the 19th, members of the royal family set out to reconstruct the troupe, and the Minister of Palace named Thuan wrote a book in which he described the court dance as Angkorian tradition. His book can be considered to be an attempt to appropriate colonial discourse and to construct a new narrative for the Khmers. Tony Shapiro Phim, in cultural anthropology, is Director of Research and Archiving at the Khmer Arts Academy in Takmai. Tony Shapiro interviewed many dancers and teachers of the dance through participatory observation, and wrote an ethnography of good quality. In her dissertation, Shapiro described how well a teacher had been aware of the Siamese influence upon the court dance, but she did not discuss the reason why such an awareness had not been revealed in public. Thanks to Shapiro's works we know what the dancers said about the dance, but then one begins to wonder as to why they spoke like that. In order to analyze the process of constructing narratives by the Khmers, it is necessary to discuss the kind of discourse which French colonialism created, and how colonial discourse influenced the colonized. Grosslier wrote a book in 1911, the title of which was Ancient and Modern Cambodian Dancers. He insisted that not only spectators such as the king and noblemen but even the dancers themselves had become unable to understand the meanings of the gestures and choreography. Under the reign of King Ong Duong in the middle of 19th century, Cambodia was under the influence of Siamese culture. Although Cambodia was colonized by France in 1863, the royal troupe of the dance still performed Siamese repertoires. When Ong Duong ascended the throne, the Siamese court backed him. King Norodom and King Sisowath, both of whom were Ong Duong's sons, were raised at the royal palace in Bangkok. The cultural influence from Siam derived from these circumstances. Since the reign of King Ong Duong, the Cambodian court had been under the influence of Siamese culture. The Siamese influence is detectable in Khmer classical literature and temple murals too. This Thai Grand Palace in Bangkok, built in 1782. And this is Phnom Penh Royal Palace, built in 1866, almost 90 years after the Grand Palace in Bangkok was built. Cambodia's Royal Palace complex was begun by King Norodom in 1886, when the capital was moved to Phnom Penh. Most buildings were completed before World War I, with involvement by French administrators and Thai designers and architects. Not only the Royal Palace, Cambodia also copied Emerald Buddha Temple and everything inside, even the Ramakien paintings on the wall. The results from Khmer Scholar show that the Ramakien mural paintings episodes were composed from Ramakien mural painting in the Thai Grand Palace, the Thai Ramakien text by King Rama I, and the Ramakien oral versions. Another example is the Khmer dance, which is copied from Siam and make it traditional Khmer dance. This was the very first time Cambodia trying to claim Siamese dance as Khmer dance. This troupe was trained by Siamese teachers. They tried to fool the world that this kind of dance matches those on the temple wall. But later Princess Bhupal Devi found that people are not going to believe it, because both the dance and the costume didn't match the carving on the wall and it doesn't look like a dance to worship Hindu god. So she modified the dance by using Siamese dance as a base and designed costumes to match the carving and geniusly blended them together and came up with a new look. We can see that Cambodian dance is a new invention. A tradition invented in 19th century by Princess Bhupal Devi and the Frenches, nothing related to the dance to worship Hindu god at all, not only the court dance, but the discourse on anger as a whole was invented by the French so as to justify colonial rule. If you like this video, please subscribe and stay tuned for more documentaries from this channel.